Oh yeah, these guys are totally weak. Apart from that, they can be a bit annoying when they do that. Oh my goodness! Monsters everywhere! Okay. We might actually want some help for this, I don't know. With elevation bonus, we can take him. Oh yeah, we're up to 8, he's down to 3. That's actually a decent size. Like what, he hits me like 3 times per combat. Damage reduced twice. So yeah, I saved like 6 HP by doing that. Probably even more, because I'm doing extra damage too. He probably would have gotten in an extra attack. So that's like 12 HP I think I'm saving by going up on the high elevation. So yeah. In general, of course, the more drawn out a fight is going to be, the more beneficial it'll be to take that high ground advantage compared to, you know, giving up the first strike. Like, yeah, I don't think I'd bother, like, taking the high ground, giving up first strike to take the high ground against, like, a troll or something, because I can kill those guys in 2 hits anyways. Okay, yeah, just noticing that I was having some trouble with the monsters, so I just wanted to get one little level up before we go up. And I did it, so now we go up. Okay, alright, getting the throat tingles a bit early on this one. Ooh, gold sword, very nice. I think that's... It'll sell for 1,000, and if it's cursed, it'll sell for even more. Anyways, I was talking about... just, if you get extremely... Yeah, I've talked before about how there are some, like, incredibly rare items in this game that are like... It's like, yeah, like 1 in 50 runs you might see one of these rare items. And it's not like each of these rare items, it's like 1 in 50 tower runs you might see one of the game's super rare items. And yeah, there's like a bunch of the rarest items I've never even seen before after like playing through this game probably close to a dozen times at this point. Or oh, certainly more than that actually. I've probably played through this game closer to 20 times probably at this point. So yeah, I've probably done like, yeah, close to 100 tower runs, and I've only seen like this. I think I saw a training wand once, I think, which is that's a rare wand that so most wands you can't use the sands with the wands. Like the wands, you can't upgrade their attack value in any way. Just the benefit that the wand gives you is the bonus damage to your mixture magic. The training wand is like other wands, gives you that little bonus to your mixture magic, but unlike other wands, that's the one wand that actually can be upgraded using sand. And for that reason, it's by far probably the best weapon in the game. Although with that said, it's really not. It's kind of overkill. Like, you don't really need it most of the time. And what I was getting around to is that the rare items in this game sell for so much freaking money. It's like tens of thousands of gold. It's like one super rare item is worth like probably a good like 5 or 6 full inventories full of spell balls. Like, yeah, I think the training wand is like worth like 60,000 gold or something like that, where you can like. That's like most of the buildings you need right there. So yeah, if we luck out in that way, then hey, maybe it won't take so long to build everything. But like I said, I wouldn't get my hopes up. Because yeah, despite the setbacks, like before the setbacks, we were making pretty decent progress through the tower. We made it to like what floor? I think it was floor 20, 25 or so, within like the first 2 or 3 runs. That's pretty decent, especially considering that we don't have any really good monsters just yet. So yeah, like basically, like if things had kept at that pace, we'd be sort of on track to probably beat the game by like the 7th or 8th run or so, if things had continued along that kind of trajectory. But alas, it was not to be. I got a bit complacent. Things were going a bit too well, and I kind of stopped paying attention. I think that won't happen again, though. It's fine. We got had our nice little motivational talk with Fur. Our nice little, I guess the talk with Selfie could have been considered motivational in a way, sort of a defiant kind of way. Fuck if I'm gonna let her. Or and it was secondhand too. It's like she heard it from Ghosh. It's like, fuck if I'm gonna justify that guy's shit talking against me. And, okay. Here, okay. There's still actually a fair bit of stuff to talk about with this game, like actual, like game mechanics and stuff, and just things about related to the actual game that I actually haven't covered yet. Probably, yeah, I can probably go up at this point. Where's the exit? Oh, way on the other side. Perfect. But yeah, there was supposedly, I had read online that like there was a lot of changes that were supposedly made for the North American version of this game, and yeah, supposedly a lot of things that they took out. One of which being that supposedly you were able to romance your rival, basically have Ghosh as one of your sort of romantic. Yeah, basically add him to your little harem in the Japanese version, supposedly. And also there was I mentioned how the gifts, like the whole, like the first store sells gifts that you can give to the girls, and supposedly there was like an extra aspect to the ending in the Japanese version of the game where it would sort of keep track of which girl liked you best, and you could kind of manipulate their sort of affection scores by giving them gifts and talking to them and stuff, and then whichever girl liked you the most at the end, you'd have like a little wedding scene with her at the end. And then I think there were other things, I think, but those were kind of the main two, were Ghosh as a romantic option and the wedding scene with the girl who liked you the most at the end. And also the Japanese version had voice acting as well. And okay, you might have noticed how I switched my terminology there from supposedly with the other two to the Japanese version had voice acting with the last one. So yeah, turns out I actually own a Japanese copy of Azure Dreams. I was really curious just hearing about all these things. So I actually, I acquired a Japanese copy of Azure Dreams on eBay a while back, and it was I didn't really think it through. It turns out, like, I thought, okay, I've played the game a bunch of times. I don't really need to read everything. I know sort of what to do for all of the subplots, and I know the mechanics and everything. But it turns out I completely forgot about the items. Being able to know what items are in your inventory and what they do is a pretty important part of the game, and it's a bit... So yeah, just to be clear, I don't actually speak or read Japanese whatsoever. I just picked up the Japanese version of the game just because I thought it'd be a nice little souvenir, and I was kind of interested to actually play the Japanese version to see, all these cool different things in that version of the game. But yeah, it turns out that all of those little rumors were bullshit. The Japanese version is like I said, the Japanese version adds voice acting, and there's like a couple. I think there's actually just one main little cosmetic difference. That little baby that you meet at the start of the game, his eyes are a bit bigger. Figures Japan, anime, and all that. But other than that, it's literally exactly the same game. You've got voice acting for the different girls, and for Ghosh's. Or actually, a fair number of the characters have voice acting. Actually, not just the girls. Pretty much anyone with a portrait, actually. But yeah, that's the only difference. All that stuff about, the whole romancing girls and marrying one in the end and romancing Ghosh, all complete bullshit. The Japanese version is exactly the same, but with voice acting. Although on the other hand, I don't consider the purchase an entire waste. Actually, it was kind of interesting. It was almost for the first few tower runs. It was when I was playing the Japanese version. It was almost kind of like I was talking about before, how like oh my god, okay. That's fine, Squiddo can take care of it. But it was kind of interesting, because since I couldn't actually tell what any of the items were, like I couldn't read the item names or the descriptions or anything, so what does anorexia do? Oh right, it makes it so that they won't eat. Doesn't even matter. Don't know why they even bother. But it's like for the first several tower runs when I was playing the Japanese version, it was almost like a traditional roguelike where the items all have like just like random gobbledygook as the item names, and then I've got to just sort of figure out through trial and error what each one does, and then I kept a little notepad as I figured out what each item did, I'd just sort of write down the Japanese symbols and keep a little reference card for what basically a little translation sheet for what all the items were that I would construct, I made for myself as I went through the game. And it was actually kind of fun. It's actually, I was talking before about how I didn't really miss that aspect of roguelikes, but actually reflecting back on it now, it was kind of fun actually. I kind of malicious bell can go. That's not terribly useful. But yeah, looking back on it now, I think it really did actually improve the game a little bit. It was actually I really get the appeal of that. That was actually a lot of fun to play the game that way, I found. It definitely made the early runs a lot more difficult, which is that's sort of another thing that kind of adds... Oh, truth goggles. Let's actually use that on the egg. If it's like a pull-and power, it's a balloon. I believe I've had one of those before. They're not particularly strong. It might be better than Arcune, or than Baku. I'm not entirely sure. No, he's... Oh god, we would need to get away from him, actually. Yeah, because, with blindness... Well, it looks like it doesn't affect him at all. I guess maybe he's smart enough to actually remember where the monster is. Because, before I found that blindness... makes it so that a lot of the times your monster will just, Because it isn't like usual blindness in like regular RPGs, where it just makes it so that your attacks are more likely to miss or something like that. Like, you've seen me get blinded by a blind trap before. It just prevents you, literally just prevents you from seeing anything. And so, what can happen with that is the monsters will just attack randomly sometimes and end up hitting you, which is not fun. Okay, so we can put him back. Or actually, what level is he at? Okay, he's at level 8, so actually we're almost at about the level where we can start bringing him out. Oh my... Okay, Balloon's receiving... I thought that was me taking 9 damage, although 6 isn't really so hot. What are you doing, Jasu? Kill him! Thank you. Good grief. Okay, God, are we under-leveled? That's terrible. How did that happen? It feels like I've been leveling up at like a decent clip, but... Man, that balloon kicked the shit out of me. That was like half my HP. I guess that's kind of standard for when, like, pretty much the strongest monster on any given floor will, like, kick the shit out of you if you try to 1v1 them just on your own. But the main reason I'm not using the familiars right now is that they're high level enough that they wouldn't really gain much experience anyways off of these low floor monsters, and I kind of want to... I want to save their MP so that we can actually dive a little bit deeper this run. So, is that... there's... Oh yeah, there's a room up there. But, I was surprised at how much I thought the voice acting added to the game as well. Just kind of the whole... Honestly, I think that, as far as, like, sort of the whole dating sim aspect of the game, like, I think you really need, like, voice acting in those kinds of games to... It just really helps to kind of add personality to the characters, I think, which is like a really huge aspect of dating sims in general. Like, it's certainly not crippling in this game, because, this obviously isn't primarily a dating sim, but I've found that... probably shouldn't get too much into this, but stuff like, for example, Katawa Shoujo, which was like the... Well, I guess that was more of a visual novel than a dating sim, but even so, I felt that game could have really benefited from some voice acting. I don't know, just personally for me, especially in those kinds of games, it just makes the characters kind of feels like it makes the characters come to life a lot more than when they don't have voice acting. Sure, let's just eat this. It's kind of a worth. It sounds like a cool idea, like a good item, like, oh, good, and of course he's got his little, little angry face. I just love little touches like that. Now I've completely forgotten what I was talking about. I guess I'll try and remember it while I'm taking a drink right here to soothe my throat, which I forgot to do earlier when I was complaining about my throat. Ooh. Oh, excuse me. So, and yes, since we're gonna keep doing this, this play session brought to you by Angry Orchard Hard Cider. So yes, we're dipping into the hard stuff again, as you might expect after how poorly the previous run went. Although I guess you could argue that I probably should have kept stuck to water or something, since, I mean, it's only one. It's not gonna like affect my judgment or anything. I'm sure it'll be fine. But anyways, Yeah, kind of weird. It's someone actually brought this to one of my board game. Yeah, someone brought a pack of these to one of my board game nights a couple weeks ago, and I thought it was it was really tasty. Kind of dangerous stuff though. Like it's apple cider, so but it's like it doesn't really taste like an alcoholic beverage of any kind. It's like, if anything, it's just kind of like slightly. It tastes like just kind of slightly fizzy apple juice, basically. Only with like a little bit of a hint of beer, but not much. Or I guess it depends on who you ask. My mom tried one, and she thought it just, oh, this tastes like beer. And it's like, the fuck is wrong with you? That is literally what I said to her. And I guess, yeah, you guys can decide if you believe me on that or not. I don't know. Am I the kind of person who would say, what the fuck is wrong with you, to his mother? I honestly don't answer that. I don't even want to know what you guys think is the answer to that question. But anyways, yeah, someone brought it to a gaming night, and it was quite delicious. And how's my MP doing on these guys? Squiddo can actually use some of the MIPS. How much does he actually? I think it's very little. I think you gain like maybe 2 or 3 MP out of each of these, but nevertheless, would go to waste otherwise. So yeah, he was at like, what, 52 there? And now he's at 54, so yeah, 2. Which is fine, I guess. Actually, I think I'm gonna try to keep Squiddo in the bag until we get to floor 10, when we start seeing all those fire monsters, like the Griffin and the volcanoes and all that. Because, yeah, it's a bit dangerous to keep him out. Yeah, especially, in fact, it's pretty dangerous to have familiars out at all on this floor with the blooms. I'm really tempted to try this copper sword now that I know that swords can be pluses instead of always cursed, but no, we know that although if this copper sword is cursed, it'll actually be worth a fair bit. So what to do? Fire crystal isn't particularly valuable in terms of money, or actually, yeah, we can just use the trap loop. What is that, a real word? Loop or loup? I have never ever seen that word in anywhere outside of Azure Dreams. I should look that up after this recording session. I'm really curious, or I've been really curious a lot of times in the past, I guess, about that word, and I've just never even bothered to look it up, so I probably will forget again this time. Building up the wind crystal collection is not really a huge priority at this point. Although it would be nice. Is there anything better? I guess we can... The treasure loops aren't terribly useful, so we can... Okay, so yeah, we're almost done with this floor anyways. Yeah, I think from this point forward, I'm pretty much just gonna rush to the top. Or not to like the top, but rush to like floor 10 or so. And then at that point, we'll be good to start breaking out the Squiddo and leveling him up. Ooh, that was another crystal. These guys are really dangerous, so I'm gonna bring out my familiar. I'm gonna bring out my Squiddo. Because, yeah, that's really what kind of gets you, is if you try to... It's that big drain on your HP whenever you try to, like, take on these monsters one-on-one. Like, yeah, I took 1 hit in that encounter. If I had tried to solo him, I'd have taken, like, 5 hits and lost half my HP. If I let him get the first hit, I could take the high... Or is that a... No, that isn't. Okay, I'm gonna let him get the first hit. Oh, and the second one, too. I did not consider that he could move there. Okay, so I'll let him get 2 hits. That is probably not worth it. Oh, well. It's always embarrassing when that happens. It's like, oh, I find it reminds me of like when I used to play chess as a kid, and I'd think I'd be making like some kind of brilliant move. It's like, aha, I can checkmate him in like 3 moves if I do this, and then it's like, just like something, and then it turns out that the way that they can get out of it is just something completely stupid. It's like, haha, I moved my knight here, and then he'll be checkmated in a few moves, and it's just like, and then it turned out that like I moved my knight like right into like a pawn or something that he can just take without retribution. It's like, ah, fuck, I'm an idiot. That's what basically just happened back there, where it's like, oh, I can move to the high ground in 2 moves, and he'll only hit me once, but no, he hit me twice because It's like, oh yeah, he could do that. I didn't think of the possibility of him doing that. It's always embarrassing when that happens. Oh shit, I still got, yeah, gotta be watching that HP, my goodness, I almost died there. Yeah, you can just get out of there. Oh, yes, it's very, very good that I didn't try to engage him there. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do now is just sit on my hill here, try to regain some hips. Yeah, that's usually the best way, because yeah, if you have that high ground advantage and you keep fighting on the high ground, it's just kind of the, hey dude, standing right here. Okay, he does see me, he just, I guess, decided to take the long way around for some reason. And yeah, if you guys forgot, the blooms here have that brainwashing attack, which is the main reason why I don't want to have my Kraken out right now. Because yeah, that Kraken will beat the hell out of me and probably kill me if I let him get brainwashed. I could bring out Baku. He's immune to brainwashing, but don't feel like it. Actually, between the two familiars, if you kind of stagger them out, rather than taking the high ground advantage, I think it's. Oh god, yeah, I'm at like half HP, so actually I think the way to go here. So yeah, we will take the high ground advantage, and we will bring out a monster, because yeah, you know, 2-on-2 this way. It'll actually be a fair fight. Oh, right, this. I was literally just talking about that. I probably narrowly avoided, not exactly death there, but yeah, if Squiddo had gotten... And that's the terrible thing about it, too, because the monster, because your familiar gets the turn right after the enemy monsters do, so if they get brainwashed, like, he's gonna smack you right away, and there's nothing you can do about it, basically. So if that brainwash had worked, Squiddo would have just hit me right away. Yeah, it's really nasty. It's actually surprising. Like, it almost never works. Like, I think I've, like, maybe once or twice in all the times I've played this game, I've seen it where, like, the brainwashing actually worked and actually, like, killed me, and I got killed by my own familiar, but, yeah, it's very rare that it actually works, and even rarer that, it's actually a problem. It doesn't last for very long. Mahel, that was the speed one? Okay, there's another one that starts with M. I forget what it's called, but it's, yeah, somewhat rare item that, just gives you... I think... Have we seen one yet? I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, there's a seed that basically just gives your familiar an instant level up. But actually, I don't even want to use the seed there. That would just... God damn it. So annoying. Oh wow, this is... Okay. Okay, let's actually keep out the familiar for a little while then. Actually, no, let's not keep him out. There's no point. I've got a medicinal herb, actually, so if, oh, good grief. Just after... I just put him away, and now I gotta bring him back out. I think that calls for a drink. I don't know. I suppose that doesn't... Nothing about that really calls for a drink whatsoever. I was just feeling kind of thirsty. Ah. Yes, it's a delicious apple drink, this stuff, but yeah, it's kind of dangerous because it doesn't really register, at least not to me, as like being like a, you know, any kind of alcoholic beverage. Like I could like go through a 6-pack of this stuff and like not even realize that I'm like getting hammered. That's not what's happening right now, though. I'm only having one. It's fine. I don't have a problem. Yeah, Squiddo. Yeah, you take point there, buddy. And yeah, if you could just kill him for me, please, that would be great. And, you know, without getting killed yourself, if you could, like, do it in this attack right now, that would be great. Awesome. You're the greatest, Squiddo. Actually, I guess he's Squeedo. And there's not enough room for an extra D, though, so I guess that'll have to do.